Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, so I was just watching this podcast and I feel like it asked a very good question. So, remember how I got that shadow workbook, right? So now there's a book that's basically the opposite, right? Instead of you working on your shadow work, you work on your future goals, changing your mindset, yada yada yada. Which is good, right? But you can't work on your light until you find out what's in your dark. Y'all got that? What I was saying. Um, and at first I listened to the review and I was like, she was like, who wants to sit there and I'm sorry, I be adjusting my nose ring. Anyway, she's like, who wants to sit there and focus on the past? She was like, I want to focus on my business and all the other stuff. I don't want to focus on when my daddy wasn't there. Cool, right? You get a business and all the other stuff. But then something unfortunately happens and you react in a way stemming from the reason why your daddy wasn't there and you lose your whole business. There's that. There's that. You know. Um, you cannot just bury your shadows. That's why they're in the shadows already. They're in the darkness already. No. Number two. So I was just listening to the 19 Keys, which I actually love 19 Keys. 19 Keys in Nick Cannon's not the podcast together, but he was guest starring on the podcast or whatnot. I need a rubber band because I was in the rain last night, dancing in the rain last night, and my hair's wet. And so he was saying basically, what was your first, basically introduction to your own darkness? That hit deep. That hit deep. And I wanted to. I need to share my story. I thought birds flew in the sky. Okay, so hold on. Let me get this right. So my first embrace with my own darkness, because I can probably remember spouts of darkness that happened before it, but I mean my own self, right? And something I've had to work on for years. So when I was younger, I almost unalived my mother. And so that was my first experience in my own darkness because I was very, very young when I was having those thoughts. Um, like most mother-daughter relationships, mine wasn't the best. Now, my mother took care of me. Don't get that wrong. But mentally, there is a major, major disconnect there, right? Yes, sir. So there's a major, major disconnect there. And so my mom, I don't know if I should give some background to that as to why or whatever happened. But basically, me myself as the youngest child and as a female, I did feel like I was treated different than my older brothers, right? So how that goes, you coddle the daughter, but I mean you coddle the boys, but you kind of leave the daughter out to dry a little bit. And so when I was younger, My mom, she has a tendency, well, not even when I'm younger now, either. She has a tendency to not let things go. And she'll yell about it, 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 yell about it. Not only that, but there is no right way with her. Um, if it's raining outside and you want to step to the door, you're going to sit there for 10 minutes trying to wonder what the fuck to do. Because if you go to the door and you step inside, it's mud all on the inside of her house. If you stop and you take the shoes off at the door, then her door is open, or you know, it just, you know what I mean. There is no right way to do a lot of things when it comes to my mother. So I had a diary, and I wish I could read some of the words that was in that thing right now. I gave it to my uncle one time. Never seen him again. That's how I know my journey was something crazy. But it's a lot of self hate in it. A lot of I would never be nothing, and she was right, and I'll never do this. And I remember when I was younger, I used to say like bad times don't last always. Because I'm like, okay, I'm crying now, but it's gonna get better. As soon as I get 18, I'll leave the house. I used to count down the literal days until I was 18, and I could leave the house. Fortunately, unfortunately, I got pregnant at a young age, and then my mother told me when I was 16, as long as I had a babysitter, I could do whatever I want. Once she told me that, something unhinged, and in my head, as long as my son is in a safe space, I don't have to be responsible. I don't have to give a fuck. And I took that and I ran with it. Destructively ran with it. We'll get back to that. And so the instance I'm talking about happened way before I got pregnant with my son. I had him when I was 15. So, um, yeah. So back to the story. I would say, let's say I'm like 7, 8 years old, writing in my diary, tears boiling up, whatever happened recently. I didn't do something right. Something I didn't do right. Okay. And I'm in there crying and bawling. My mom, she had this guy she was dating. I loved him. I loved him. My dad, when I was younger, for a different story time, wasn't around for until I was a year to have my son. So like the 15 years of my life, he wasn't really around. Now I'm 30. The next 15 years is amazing, but for whatever reason, not saying he's bad, but my dad wasn't there. We'll tell that story another time. And so, my mom's boyfriend was more like a stand-in dad to me, and he would take me everywhere while my mom was working. I don't know what he did, but I don't think he had a job now that I look back on it. But he would take care of the house. He would cook, clean, make sure me and my brother was okay. Anytime she needed something, run back and forth, woo woo woo. Mama used to work at Ticketmaster, so I remember me having to drive to her job and me being in the back seat and time of my life. So this particular night, my mom is on my ass about something, right? I cracked. Probably 7, 8 years old. I cracked. I cracked. It was like she won't shut up. She won't let it go. She won't leave me alone. She won't shut up. 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 She won't be quiet. She won't leave me alone. She won't let me be. Just make it stop. I'm sorry. make it stop. Please just make it stop. Please. And this is for hours. This is for hours. And I remember having a kitchen tool right next to me. I just laid there. I was like, I can't do this. It has to stop. The noise has to stop. The noise has to stop. It has to stop. And so that particular night that I decided to unallow my mom, she fell asleep and she went to sleep. And I laid there. I laid there for about an hour. Because at that point she stopped yelling. I guess she exhausted herself. Sis was tired. She needed some rest. Okay. She exhausted herself. And I was about to get up and move because I knew exactly what I was gonna do. I knew exactly how her room was. I was gonna go in her room while she was asleep. Take it. Because all I could think is, it'll be quiet. The noise will stop. The noise will stop. It stopped. The noise stopped. The noise stopped. The noise stopped. Right, so I get up to go to my mom's room. And I hear like moving in the room, so I stop because maybe she's awake. And then before I get to the door, because the doors, if you can picture like maybe a J shape when you come upstairs. So the stairs are right here. You walk down the little hall. My mom is at the cusp, and then my door is right here. So you have to walk past her door to get to my door. And so when you open my door and then you're at the door, you can't see me from her door. You can look straight out to the hallway and you can go to the banister and look down the stairs, but unless you turn to the right, you can't see me. So I'm at my door. My mom's door is like this, right? So I guess you can tell the angle a little bit. Mom's face a little bit this way, hers face straight. So he opens the door because both doors goes inward. He opens the door. Well, the door opens. So the door opens, and I stop. And it's my mom's boyfriend. I don't know at what time he came because he wasn't there, but she was yelling at me. At some point, he came, and he came and talked to me. He didn't. Okay, so he didn't know what I was about to do. He never found out what I was about to do. But I feel like it was something in him that told him to get up and come talk to me and take me out. Go take me to go get ice cream or something. And even though this man was probably a good 6 foot, because he was tall, he was like 6'3", 6'4". Jason was really tall. I remember that. He towered over my mom. My mom ain't tall anyway. But anyway, I'm probably like 3 feet. I wasn't scared of him. I wasn't scared of him. Only thing I could think about was I couldn't do it right then because he wouldn't love me anymore. The only person that I really felt cared about me at that time was him. And if I would have did that to my mom while he was there, because for some reason it didn't register to me that he was gonna find out later, obviously. But at that moment, it was just like, if I do this, he's gonna look at me as a bad child, and he's not gonna love me. Out of all the talks we done had about me staying up late and me mixing stuff up in the kitchen, because I was at that stage of finding out what kitchens do. Um, he was kind of the only person I had. At that point, like I said, I'm in probably, I should say third grade, probably around second, third grade, and yeah, I didn't care about anything else but making a silent stop. And that one particular moment changed the rest of my life. I don't know where I would have been. I don't know what I would have did. I don't know what would have happened. I don't even know if I would have succeeded. I don't know if I would have succeeded, but I definitely would have did some damage. Because I definitely wasn't trying to go on her leg. I was definitely knowing to go for the torso. First one. Uh, first one. And it's like, y'all, y'all, a lot of people don't understand the impact that darkness has on your life. And now me as a person of doing self-reflection, even though I've learned this a couple years ago, right? Um, Darkness manifested the things that you do. So going back, remember how I said, hey, going back, remember how I said, I am a fight or flight girly. Which means, if I don't like the situation, I'm either about to leave, which is my first response, or I'm about to whoop some ass. I hate feeling claustrophobic. I hate feeling in an environment that I can't leave from. That as soon as I feel uncomfortable, if I can't escape, it recesses, right? And I've learned that as an adult, that those issues I never outgrew. Not only did I not outgrow them, but they transformed into new issues, right? So, remember how I told you my mama was like, as long as you got, oh, I forgot I was washing up. As long as you got a babysitter, you don't have nothing to worry about, right? So that means what? As long as my son is okay, I'm out. As long as he is, I can run the streets. I can be out all night. I can do what I want to. Okay. So later on in life, at times that I probably shouldn't have left, but I was unhappy with how my life was going at that moment. I ran. Mhm. I ran. Anytime I get into an argument that's getting me too emotional, I'ma leave. If which is help, don't get me wrong, but the the button is so sensitive. That's what I mean by that. The button is so sensitive. And my whole thing is I can't be right now. I can't. I need to go calm down. I need some space. I need to be by myself. Now after I calm down and I'm by myself, I'm okay. But you see, some people say, "Well, now you can't communicate." I can communicate usually very well, but to a point that I feel like I can't communicate no more. But get what I'm trying to say? Go, then I leave. Right. When it comes to dating, as soon as I don't like a guy, you done. And I don't mean you have to do some shit. Um, I don't like the way your nipples look. I'm leaving. I like the way your fingers look. I'm leaving. I don't. I don't like the way this guy fed his daughter. I left. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was my first. embracing my own darkness that I can know. Maybe that was just the most impactful one. Maybe I've had embraces with darkness before then. Um, but that's as far as I can remember where darkness started. Anything that happened to me happened afterwards. Oh well, I was getting molested around that time in grade 2. Am I supposed to say that? Maybe I can bleep that out. But I was uh and so I had a lot of things going on at the moment, I guess. But yeah, until I can fully dissect and diagnose those shadows, I will not be okay. Until then, I will constantly run. I like sleeping in my car. You understand? I don't feel right really being in any place that's not my home. Anything that can be taken away from me. I have a really big fear, phobia, whatever you want to call it, is that. So you see how things are manifesting in real time, right? And you could be like, your shadow work isn't affecting you, but it is. I'm literally in a car right now because she's getting smaller. She's losing her weight, which is good. Because me being by myself is the most important thing right now. Me more getting my things together is the most important thing right now. So, as I stated before, yeah, I can stay with people, all the other stuff. My dad is even trying to help me get my own place. I really do want the RV because I have a phobia, I guess, the fear of anything standing still. But if I do go that route, I'm just gonna have my son be there because unfortunately, my son is with my mother, and mentally, it's not a good place for him to be there. Example, my son had a girlfriend. Found out his girlfriend was cheating on him with his best friend. My mom said it was probably your fault. You probably did something. Yeah. My mom is a person to get you probably something. I don't know. I don't know. My mom need her own shadow work to do in her own self. She got a lot of demons that she battling herself that I can't not necessarily. Ooh, my bad. That I can't necessarily speak on because my mama went through her own stuff. She got touched and everything else as well when she was younger. But that's not everybody else's fault. Stuff happened to me, but I'm doing the work to fix what got unhinged. It is not fair to everybody else that has to deal with what happened to me. Okay. I'm sorry, it's kind of hot today. I'm trying to be appropriate, not be fucking hot. Same, not fucking hot. Whatever happened to that man? They broke up. From what I hear later on, he was a drug addicted homosexual, and even if he was a drug addicted homosexual, he was the best that I had. God damn it. And you know what? For a drug addicted homosexual, he wasn't that bad of a boyfriend either. Now, like I said, I was young, so I don't really, I wasn't, of all the exact adult stuff. But as far as I know, as far as loving on her, being there for her, because remember I told you he would do everything for this lady, wait on her hand and foot. Only thing is, sometimes he shot a little, participated in a little, but you should have stopped. Or just did it on your own. Because being a homosexual. Okay, what is a homosexual? A homosexual is a homeless DL person. Because you could be a woman too. Is a homeless DL person that goes the hetero way just so he'll have a place to stay. Or because he's not out there. And like I say, he was drug addicted homosexual. So, but he was so nice. He was so nice. He used to brag on me and tell everybody I was his daughter, his baby girl. Because he only had boys. So, I gotta find that man. Yeah. Anything else on this topic I need to say? Other than I am still yet to this day trying to repair the things that are happening to me. Or that happened to me. Trying to separate that things happen to me not because of me. Another thing. Now, that I've grown up with this complex that everything is my fault. No matter if the sky is falling and I don't even know what a sky is, it's my fault. And I've had to come out of that complex as well. Because if somebody is telling you it's your fault that something happened, that means it's also your job to stop it. And I no longer want to participate in that line of thinking because I can't stop something I can't control. I can't stop something I didn't start. That's nothing to do with it. Yeah. Obviously, like I said, it didn't happen. Didn't go through with it. My mom was perfectly fine. Wherever she is, she's probably at work. Um, yeah. So yeah, find out what your darkness is. Find out what your first embrace with your own darkness is. Find out what happened, how it happened, what didn't happen, what did happen. Dissect that. And I don't know if y'all seen yesterday's video, but I am still in the stages of unmasking who I am. At first, I wanted to see what is all these outside issues and why all these outside issues are affecting me. But then I had to understand that I'm closest to my situation. So that means right now I am the biggest issue. I am the biggest problem. I'm the thing that needs to be worked out the most. Yeah. Mama. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to say that. I want to say more, but I don't know what else to say. Told y'all my story. Just fix it. So guess I'll see y'all when I think it's some more shit to say. Bye.